Hi.
Pam hired me. It's kind of weird.
That is weird.
I know. Hey, everybody. Happy Monday. Hope you're doing great.
Teacup's not looking so good.
You should have like some kind of Disney. That's just a plain old teacup.
It's
it's
my plate.
You're not going to drink out of your refillable mugs that you have probably.
You know what I do with those? I
throw
throw
them
those away before I even leave.
I love my refillable mugs. We buy them.
I know, and I know that people do. I'm not that girl.
It's just well, when you have cats who knock over our drinks, it's better to have things with lids. So
plus, I am like nuts about my what goes in my cabinet.
Got it. That makes sense.
I don't know why.
We had to get rid of a ton of them, but I kept like the old ones, like the the big, like the bigger ones, not the small skinny ones, but the fat shorter ones, like Polynesian.
I actually have one right here. A friend of mine gave it to me. So this is from Pop Century.
Yeah, I have that one.
Oh, there you go.
I have a Caribbean Beach, I think. Yeah, those were the jam. I like those.
Yeah, my friend gave me this
Skyliner one.
I don't know where she told me where she got it, but I don't know. I don't remember where she did, but
all three of us tonight.
Because she's never been to Disney, so it came from like somebody.
Goodwill.
No, it came from like an old boyfriend or something, I think.
Phil's driving the monorail. Oh no, he's just riding on it. Hey, Phil. Great pictures I've been seeing. Looks like you're having fun.
And Bob's on the Epcot monorail. Oh wait, they're both on the Epcot monorail. What?
You guys are gonna cross paths. Look out!
That's right.
Phil
and Bob are both on the monorail.
Phil's on the monorail. I don't know if he's headed to Epcot. This could be funny because Bob could be getting on as Phil's getting off. This is like, who would have thought we'd have a podcast where two people listening to us at the same time are going to cross paths at Walt Disney World?
Possibly.
That's funny.
All right, let's do. Can you ride swap on Riders of Resistance? I would imagine you could.
I assume so. You just all have to have the boarding pass.
Yes.
Yeah, you would all have to have the boarding pass, though. And I've heard they're being very strict about it, even for regular swapping, that everyone needs to have the Fastpass, which was the rule.
Right.
Always. It wasn't always enforced, but that was always the rule.
Yes, correct.
So.
All right, Phil and Bob, I need a picture of you two high-fiving as you exchange the monorail.
I want you to run.
Exactly.
Run and do
Bob
it.
Find Phil. Phil needs to find Bob. Here, pay attention. Here's what Bob looks like.
There you go.
Okay, now here's Phil, so you guys can look for each other. He'll have his family, I'm imagining. Look at those cute kids.
There we go.
I'm like, what's his name? Love Connection.
Yeah, it's Chuck Woolery.
We'll be back in 2 and 2. So weird.
And I want it filmed in slow motion.
Yes.
Everybody's feet off the ground in the picture. Hey, Rhonda Lee. All right, it's too funny. So James Williams, his podcast, I forget the name of it, but he just interviewed Mark Daniels, right? The guy that hosts all the stuff on the Disney.
Oh, love him. Yeah.
Check it out. I haven't yet because Monday's my head explodes, but I am going to. And Katie, I'm going to get your deposit made right after this. Thank you.
Gotcha.
It's funny that actually, if you are one of my guests and you'd like to get in touch with him,
no. Yeah, guys, stop.
Monday at 5:30.
You know where he is
on the Facebook.
I promise I'm going to get it done after the show. I promise you.
You know where he is.
Let's talk tomorrow. Seriously, Mondays are fun. Yes, and there's Mouse Ears and Magic, so go check it out.
Wait.
Okay. Here we go. Over the Karnak, and we're answering questions.
There's a little doggy.
We got lots in the inbox.
Back to eating. Here's your stick. Eat your stick. There you go.
Here we hang on. Let me put this back up on the screen. We'll go with a crawler. I haven't done a crawler in a while.
There we go.
Interesting. All right. Oh man, but Bob's killing me. He's at Epcot heading to California Grill and then after hours. Dude, that is a good night. It is a
great night. Yes.
That night on par with his Christmas cookies.
Oh, yes.
Oh man, I miss Christmas just because I miss Bob's Christmas cookies.
It's a good reason to miss Christmas.
Oh, that's so good. I just go to the kitchen now, and there's a few like straggling little bitty Kit Kats left over from stockings. But
nice. That's it. That's all you got left.
Well, Valentine's comes up like what?
That's true. You got that.
Is this romantic? I'll throw that out there.
Oh man, we gotta get ready. Oh, so many ideas.
I love advice on my own. Like somebody, I shouldn't say it because somebody's doing something special on a future trip, but I don't want to spoil the thing. Okay.
Yeah, don't jinx it.
Yeah, I know. Okay, that's totally true. That'd be Rikki. All right, what number are we at?
We know, Rikki and Brian did do something romantic last year for Valentine's Day, didn't you? No.
This is the worst. I honestly don't remember what we did for Valentine's Day.
I feel like there was something though, and we were all impressed. I will just say.
I don't know if I remember. I don't remember. If the listeners remember what I did for Valentine's Day last year, let me know because I honestly don't remember.
Bri, don't bother putting any time or thought into it. She doesn't even remember. This is just everyone thinks I'm talking to them, but Brian, I'm talking to you only. Don't bother with the special thing.
Don't bother. It's fine. It's fine.
Here we go.
Okay, let's do it.
Here we go. So it's 1596. Maybe 1600. All right, here we go. Welcome to episode 1596 of the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from BeOurGuestPodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Happy Wednesday to you. I hope that this 5-day work week is finding you well. We're halfway through. I know what's up. We haven't had a lot of 5-day work weeks here lately, but this one definitely is. And we're getting ready for the Superb Owl this weekend.
Yes.
For those of you that watch football. So sorry. Patriots fans, I think, always have like a standing, like a weekend blocked out to have a party. Sorry, guys, not this year. But it's hopefully going to be a good one for our Chiefs. They're a Missouri team. I was thinking about this, and I don't want to curse it because I know Matt Parrish is probably tuned in at some point. And, being a Missouri fan, you just get a little shell shocked at its success. But how awesome would it be to have the Stanley Cup and the Lombardi Trophy in our state at the same time? It could happen this weekend. We'll have to see. So anyway, we're here to talk Disney, to answer your listener question. Joining me today to do just that, we have Rikki from a DisneyWorldAfterAll.com, touringplans.com, and the Mouse for Less. What's up, Rikki? How's it going?
I am just excited because it is my favorite weekend tradition this year with the Super Bowl. We go every year to Brian's coworkers and we just have a huge party, and I make fantastic desserts that I bring over every year, and I'm super excited. This is literally like I look forward to this weekend all year. I'm it's not a joke. I love going to hang out with the guys and watching the Super Bowl. So it's awesome. It's my favorite.
Well, so I'm more of a college football guy. I don't like the NFL, but I do like the parties and like eating the good stuff. But this year, I think I'm going to be in Schaumburg, Illinois, and actually on the road home from a cheerleading competition.
See, last year we didn't get to have the Super Bowl party because the Super Bowl was here in Atlanta, and since this is Brian's coworker and they work for the Hyatt, they all had to be at work because they all had like a lot of people there because a lot of people stay in hotels when they are watching the Super Bowl. So we did not have a party last year, so I was super bummed. So it's going to be nice to be able to go back to my annual tradition of having a fantastic Super Bowl party. So
sounds good. We'll have a good one. Have fun.
Thank you.
All right. Also joining us, we have the co-owner of the Magic for Less Travel, Pam Forrester. What's going on, Pam?
Not much. Just regular stuff. This weekend, I am going to do a quick trip down to Walt Disney World with my parents.
That'll be fun.
I know they were going to go. This was the time that worked for them, and I made it work for us too.
Awesome.
So anyways, we're running down to do.
Are you bringing the whole fam?
No, Hannah can't come with us. Just me and Steve and my mom and dad. So
that's gonna be so much fun.
I know, right? We rarely get to do that. So, anyways, yeah, we're looking forward to it. They're staying, of course, at the lovely Riviera, which I know they're very excited about that. And then Steve and I are actually staying at Grand Destino again because I like it that much. And everyone likes it that much, I've heard. So anyways, it's a nice place to be. So yeah, looking forward to it.
I'm glad to hear that because I just switched my reservation for Princess from Riverside to Grand Destino Tower.
Yeah, it is. It
just
has so many pluses. I think it really does. So yeah, I'm trying to talk my parents into getting up to do the Rise of the Resistance thing. They vacation very differently.
No, it's
probably more along the lines of me.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. Like they get up early in the morning, but then they just kind of hang out in their villa because they always get a villa. They like having the extra space.
Oh, that's nice.
And they sort of hang out, and then they get to the park a little later. But I'm like, Mom, come on. We can do this. Like if the park opens at 9,
yeah,
we could do that, right? Well,
I think it's opening earlier now.
Oh yeah, that's right. Well, anyway, Steve and I'll be doing Rise of the Resistance.
All right, there
I don't know if my parents will or not. I'm trying to get them there.
I saw Drew Brees just did it over Pro Bowl weekend last weekend. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, of course he got into the attraction. They're gonna let him in.
Shout out to my buddy Chris Childers, the show pony from Sirius XM SEC Radio. He was on it too, so I got to see him. But lots of folks were on. Anyway, let's get to the Disney stuff.
Okay.
We're gonna start off with a quick Karnak. Here we go. Boom. 3 things in the envelope, actually on the iPhone. Dead Men Tell No Tales, The Country Bears at Night, and Waking Up in Walt Disney World.
Oh man, these get harder and harder every week.
For sure.
An ominous warning, bears that are snoring, and a glorious morning.
Oh, that's nice.
Again, shout out to listener Dennis Brown for our Karnak.
I like it.
We like those. He's much more creative than any of us are.
Right, exactly.
I just go right back to his email. He sent them all in at once, but he did these all at once like 6 months ago. It's crazy.
That's fantastic. Good job.
There must have been like sun that went down on his head that day, and he just wrote all these down. It was amazing. All right. Anyway, Kylie's got a great question from Fort Worth, Texas. Hey, Mike, Pam, and Rikki, my husband and I and our 3 young children leave for Walt Disney World in just 10 days. I'm so thankful for your podcast and all of your great advice. It has helped me plan my upcoming trip. I have a couple of last-minute questions. Number 1, Mike, can you recommend a running route from Bay Lake Tower? Anywhere between 4 and 6 miles will work for me. We'll get to that in a second. Number 2, is there a resort on the Skyliner route that has a nice playground for young children that are 4 and under? We're staying at Bay Lake Tower, but my plan is to take the Skyliner from Epcot's International Gateway on our Epcot day so our family can enjoy this new addition to Walt Disney World. I thought it might be fun to hop off at a resort and let the kids run around and play before returning to Epcot. Also, do double strollers have to be folded up on the Skyliner? We'll be traveling with 2 kids, a double stroller, and a single stroller. Will we all fit together in one gondola? Thanks again. I look forward to my long runs thanks to your podcast. Sincerely, Kylie. And when you say that, you look forward to your long runs because of the show, man, that hits me in all the feels, man, because I know that's me every morning. If I didn't, I took Matt and Kevin along today, some retro shows. It's just, I get that. All right, so let's hit the Skyliner thing first. Pam, so you're talking Pop Century, Art of Animation, Riviera, or Caribbean Beach. I know that Pop and Art have nice little playgrounds, but what about when I was over at the Riv, I didn't notice if I saw, and that's what we call it now, the Riv. You weren't here last week. I didn't notice the playground, but I mean, there's like chess and a swing and all kinds of stuff. But there's a playground there, right? Or Caribbean Beach? There has to be one.
There is. And Caribbean Beach, the cool thing about Caribbean Beach is it sort of has that little island that you walk through to get from one side of the lake to the other, or I guess it's not technically a lake, but it's a body of water. So it's a real large pond. So anyways, but and that's kind of a cool place to be too. They actually show movies there at night and things like that. But I think the big chess pieces and things like that at Riviera would be cool to see. And I think the other thing is, if you get kids little snacks along the ways, and there's lots of places to buy snacks, then I think you're going to be golden there too. And isn't the Skyliner itself just going to be a fun thing?
Yeah, totally. It's like, it's like the monorail used to be for me. It's an attraction to get to the attractions. It's fun. It's a ride. To me, it still is a ride. It's exciting, right, especially for kids that age. Cause I have the mentality probably of about a 4-year-old because
probably, yeah.
That's how, I'm easily entertained. I love it. And I love this idea. So what about the double strollers? I haven't paid attention. Now I know that you can take the strollers, at least according to some of our listeners, you can take them through that extra line where they use for the wheelchairs and stuff. That can't be an option. I'm trying to think. A double stroller unfolded. I don't know. Cause it is kind of, they're not small, but width wise, I don't know if a double would fit in there unfolded.
Well, I guess if they're going in one of the wheelchair accessible,
yeah, if you're going that one maybe, but not
then the one. Maybe I don't know about the regular ones unless maybe you turn it sideways.
I still have to roll that in.
I don't know. Yeah, Yeah, I think you're best to go to the wheelchair accessible side for that and see if you can wheel it in, because I'm not entirely sure. And if any of our listeners know, please let us know in the comments on this episode.
So I think the official word is you do have to close it, a double stroller before getting on. Yeah.
Too big.
Yeah, it is. It's
really
big.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
all right. So our last question about running over at Bay Lake Tower Contemporary. Now, here's the thing. There are a couple resorts, I hate to say this, that are not really great for runners, especially right now. Contemporary being one of them. Animal Kingdom Lodge is another. There's just not a really good path to run, especially a 4 to 6 mile path. So what I would do is I would just maybe Uber over to like Epcot, the Epcot Air Resorts, like Boardwalk, Beach Club, Yacht Club, and run that little loop from the Crescent Lake down to the studios and back. Pop Century. I mean, if you ask the guard shack and tell them that you're there, you're an on-site guest, they can scan your magic band, tell them what you're trying to do, get in a run. I'm sure they wouldn't have an issue. Probably more though over at Pop Century actually to get in because of Skyliner. They're really tough now.
Yeah.
If you're in an Uber getting dropped off, maybe not.
Yeah, if you're in an Uber, they probably will be fine. But I don't know.
At the Contemporary, you could run that Wilderness Lodge to Fort Wilderness route, but that's closed right now because of the Reflections construction.
Now, when I don't know how that'll work when they finish off that route from Grand Floridian to the Magic Kingdom. That might be a loop, but I don't know if you'll be able to run that because I don't know how that'll work with security.
It'll be plus. Yeah, you're right. I mean, it'd be like the Contemporary to the Magic Kingdom. It'll probably be a security booth.
Yeah. That's my guess.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, you're right.
So that won't.
And there's not a really good running route over at the Polynesian to the Grand Floridian. There's a little one, but I mean, it's
not very long.
It's not long. You'd be doing a lot. Maybe like running my little lake like I do every morning, like 53 times.
Right.
And I'm only crazy enough to do that. So, all right. Let's see here. Devin PS in the live chat has a question. Any idea when the Space Restaurant reservations will be released? Rikki, you know all. Like when Disney gets ready to do something, they're like, okay, hang on, we got to call Rikki. And
I know. So the last I've seen is potentially March is when the restaurant will be opening. So now it's being pushed back to March from what I hear. Now it could open earlier. Don't know. But that's the latest kind of rumor that I've seen is March. So that's where we're at right now.
And it's amazing though, because it's going to be crazy if it opens in March because like the ADRs, it's already almost February. You know what I'm saying? Like it's
but for new restaurants like that, they almost never open ADRs, unless it's like a couple of weeks before. So they don't have usually, or after it's officially open. So it's either one or the other. They don't offer them until after the restaurant's officially open, or they don't offer them until like 2 weeks before it actually opens.
No, it's true. What they've been doing is they'll typically open the restaurant to guests who are in the area and they can walk up that day, and then they'll start opening ADRs after a certain date because they like to. I mean, when you're opening up a new restaurant, there's a lot of things to take into consideration, and they sort of like to phase that in without having the full house first. I say even the first month or so they try to do it, and I think it's good.
Is Jesse going to be there?
Yes. I was like, wait,
I'd like to be there too.
No kidding, me too.
Yeah. Anyways, it's just a lot of things.
I'm wearing my flight suit just in case. That's got to get me in. I'm just like space camp.
I don't think so. But this is like the most excited restaurant that I've seen people be excited for. I'm not kidding. I've seen so many people excited about this restaurant. So I think it's going to go gangbusters when it officially opens, and it's going to be super packed. So just keep that in mind, because the feedback that I just keep getting is people are so interested in this restaurant.
People love space, and it gives you a chance to wear a flight suit to dinner.
Yeah, that's
mine are just hanging there. I've got 9 of them in the closet.
Of course you do.
I do.
I know you do. Trust me, I know.
So, okay, real quick, let's take a poll because we don't know. We do not. We're just guessing here. Is it going to be signature or 1 credit? I'm saying 2. It's because of demand and because of like the atmosphere. I'm saying 2. I don't know. I don't have any idea. I'm just guessing. So Pam, what do you think? We don't know. We're just guessing.
No, we don't know.
Just for the record, don't freak out.
So I was trying to decide what I thought about this because Disney makes a lot of accessible restaurants, a lot of restaurants accessible to a lot of people. Like, think of when We Are Guest opened. That was only one credit.
That's true. Yes.
And it could open as one and then move up to two. But
that's what I was thinking. I'm thinking from the beginning, I'm going to say one.
So I think because it's a Patina Group restaurant. So I think it will open as one. So
and the other thing that contributed to mine is because it's in a park and there's very few signature restaurants in the parks. So,
right.
I know.
In the same park. We'll see. Okay, Jessica's got a question. My husband, daughter 10, and son 8 are headed to Walt Disney World in June for our debt-free celebration trip. We'll be there for 13 nights in 12 days. Holy cow. We have 10-day Park Hopper Plus tickets, and we have the Disney dining package. I got to know, what are your go-to table service restaurants? Space 220. No, okay, so yeah, that'd actually probably be one. So let's see, go-to table service restaurants. You're going to be there, holy cow, for 13 nights. So let's each put in a couple. I would start with, my favorite is Olivia's, but that's not real exciting probably for the kids. For the kids, I might go with Tusker House at Animal Kingdom. That's a good one. Pam, what about you?
So I'm gonna go ahead and go with there's so many good table service restaurants, and I think that kids have varied taste in this space, but all of the restaurants have good kids menus, I think, or at least choices for kids. So I'm gonna go. I was trying to think of something off the beaten path here, but I know I'm gonna go ahead and say boat rides. Because there's a lot going on in there, right? You can, the whole premise of the restaurant is they're building a boat. So if you look up, you'll see the boat being built, and you'll look around and see all the different tools and stuff like that to use. So I think that's a decent choice. But of course, I think Whispering Canyon Cafe is just such a good choice too, because there's lots of stuff going on there for the kids. They still do lots of rambunctious fun despite the changes that they made last year. Remember when people were freaking out about the changes?
Yeah, no.
That didn't really happen
nothing really changed. No. I would also throw in sci-fi dining, because I think kids would love that, especially at that age. It's the atmosphere's cool and the food's fine. Also, another I just had was a beer garden, because it's a buffet. I know that a lot of kids probably are a little picky, but I think everybody can find something on there that they would like. You get the little, you're in the Bavarian Village, you get the Oompa Band. I'm trying to think of stuff that's a decent value. That's a one table service. You get a little show, you got a little buffet, you're in a park.
Yeah.
What else? You got Tusker House, got the studios, Epcot. At the Magic Kingdom, maybe be our guest, splurge. Go inside the movie if you can get that ADR.
I agree. And then the Crystal Palace also, I think, is a decent buffet in that space. Plus, you get to meet Pooh and friends. And I think a character meal is something that, you always want to, to try to fit it. I think everyone should do a character meal at some point, right?
Totally. Especially with kids. Because you're killing two birds with one stone, like Steve always said.
Yes, I agree. And it's just... those pictures, those memories, those are hard to duplicate anywhere else. So
totally. All right, Carol's got a question here in the live chat. Surprising husband, super short trip, May 1st and 2nd. Open any park May 1st. Need to leave by 5 p.m. on May 2nd. What park should I choose? We'll have hoppers and staying at Boardwalk. Well, first of all, when I see that you're staying at Boardwalk, as much as I love the Magic Kingdom, since you're staying at Boardwalk and it's so short, my focus may be Epcot in the studios, because you can get there quickly. You can walk, you can take a boat. It depends too. If you want to ride Rise, I would open maybe May 1st with Rise and do the studios. You could they have hoppers, so you could hop over to Epcot. If you're waiting or you don't have anything else to do. I don't know. What do you say, Pam?
I absolutely agree with you too. On my last day, or if I have a one day thing, and it's a day that I'm departing, I really like to kind of stick closer to the resort I'm staying at, so that I don't have to rely on a transportation to get me back to my resort and things like that. So I would absolutely choose Epcot and Hollywood Studios and sort of bounce between the two parks depending on what works. If you want to go ahead and try Rise, if you're feeling like, an early riser or not, I would just head to Epcot. There's got to be some festival going on while you're there, right? So go and enjoy that.
Yeah, Flower and Garden will be going on. So there you go. All right, Corinne's got a question. Hey guys, I'm a frequent Walt Disney World visitor and annual pass holder. I of course volunteered to chaperone the marching band trip to Disney this spring. We're in Michigan and this is a pricey trip. My goal is to help the 147 people traveling with the band plus their families have the best trip possible. Oh my God, I got beads of sweat on my forehead. Just reading.
Cold sweat's coming.
Yes. It is highly likely that this will be a first trip to the world for the majority of the kids and their families. The band director wants to have a family info night and envisions different stations where people can set up their My Disney experience and link friends and family, connect park tickets, learn about Fastpass Plus, make table service reservations, learn about allergy dining, etc., etc., etc. Do you creative people have some ideas we can use to decorate these information stations for our How to Disney night? Now, first of all, let me throw this in there. I love this idea.
Great idea.
I love the stations. I mean, because now the thing is, like, you got to have somebody that's an expert at each station. So you got to find people, and I would definitely vet these people before that night and make sure, like, if they're running the My Disney experience system, first of all, give them some kind of a personality profile to make sure they're not going to snap on people if it doesn't work, because it's not going to be them. It's going to be the system many times, just so for their sanity and so nobody gets hurt. But I love this idea of like stations. That's a great idea because you could rotate through if one's too busy, go over and learn about ADRs, learn about that's a great idea. Now, you're asking decorating, man. That's the last thing I know about. I'm terrible. Rikki, I mean, I would look on like
Sam and I are definitely the ones who are the more decorative people, right?
I love the idea, though. That's a great idea. I mean, that's awesome.
So I have some suggestions. My big thing that I always get decorations at is either Target or Walmart. I will go to the party aisle. They always have really cute decorations and sometimes they have different decorations at each of the stores. So I will pick up things from each one. And that's what I've used to decorate. Like when we've been to the Indie Disney meet, I've decorated with that. Like I know I've gotten lights that actually light up that are Mickey Mouse heads, and they're adorable. And I've used those to decorate with. I've gotten just a ton of decorations at both of those stores. You can also check out maybe Party City as well if you've got one of those nearby. All of those places have great options for decorating. I also anything that's black, yellow, or red, I think to use in your decoration. Streamers, black, yellow, and red streamers, black, yellow balloons. That kind of stuff is going to be a good option too. So.
She needs to have a station for the Be Our Guest podcast there.
Right? I'm just saying.
That's awesome. All right, next question real quick. Is there any place online that we can get old archived episodes of the show to listen to? I am current on new episodes, and Stitcher only goes back to 2018. I'd love to listen to the first episodes. The place you can go for this is a good question. If you're looking for a specific topic or you're looking to go way, way back, go to beourguestpodcast.podbean.com. And there's actually a search box in the upper right-hand corner. If you type in the subject, you can find all the shows that have that kind of topic. And we have a wiki, beourguestpodcast.com, on the right-hand side if you're searching for a specific topic. So that's for Jeff. And Jennifer in the live chat. Hey, love your show. Would you rather? Here we go.
Oh, no.
Disney Villains After Hours or Animal Kingdoms After Hours? Going on a girls trip for my birthday in June, and I'm hoping more dates for Animal Kingdom After Hours come out. So villains, if it's girls, villains. Girls are villainous.
What?
I'm just saying. No, I'm gonna stick with it. They tend to like.
All right, well, Pam and I are leaving the podcast, and we're gonna make our own now. So thanks, Mike.
The thing they always say, like, "Oh, they sure like the bad boys." The villains are bad boys and girls. I don't know, whatever. I've never. You know what? I don't stay up late.
Mike is putting like his 90-year-old in his mouth so much right now, isn't he, Pam?
I'm just saying. I go to bed like so early. Like, Scott's always been like, dude, let's go to the after hours. I'm like, dude, I have an annual pass and I'm not going to stay out late. I can go tomorrow and ride Pirates. I know it sounds cool.
Gosh,
and I'll just buy my own Mickey bars. I don't know. Like, that's just me. I can't stay up late. I'm getting like, I'm
old man, you.
So I don't do either. So Pam, what would you pick? Would you do Villains After Hours or Animal Kingdom?
I think I would do Animal Kingdom, and I'll tell you why. Animal Kingdom is one of those places that I feel like I don't get to spend enough time in at night. And I think that there's just a lot of cool stuff going on there. I just love seeing things from a different perspective. And I think that gives you an opportunity that you don't always have in Animal Kingdom. So I think I might try it. Plus, it's kind of newer than the villains one, sort of. I mean, I feel like we've had incarnations of the villains thing for a while. So, I mean, either of them are fantastic opportunities, I think, for so many different reasons. The after hours parks are things that we hear over and over again that people are happy with, like not even a little bit upset that they spent the money doing them. So I think if that gives you some information, hopefully that helps too. I don't think there's a bad choice, is what I'm saying.
No, I don't either. I think every one of the after hours events my guests go to, like, best money I ever spent. You know what I mean? They're expensive. That's saying something. So
Rikki, I agree.
I was leaning more towards villains, just because it's a little more unique, I think, and you get more attractions at the Magic Kingdom that are open. So I think you get more bang for your buck with the villains Disney villains after hours than. Although I know you get to ride Pandora, Flight of Passage, but I still think you get more for bang for your buck with the villains one.
It's a good point, because Magic Kingdom has so many attractions, and think about that.
Yep.
All right, Melissa's got a question. Hey guys, question on the dining plan. Now the children must get kids' meals at counter service restaurants. They used to be able to be separated, or they used to not be separated into adult child quick service credits. What is happening at restaurants like Casey's that does not have a kids menu? Also, any word on if kids quick service credits are still equal to 3 snacks? Pam, do we know anything on this? What about Casey? Because there isn't a kids menu there, is there?
I think what you have to do is when you get there, and if they don't have a kids menu, if they specifically don't, and I want to put this out there. It always said in the fine print for every dining plan, and I know this because we put this in our quotes, right? The children 3 to 9 must order from the kids menu if there is one. The children's menu if there is one. It wasn't something that Disney separated, but it was always their intent to do something with this and to have kids order from that menu. So anyways, just to say that at Casey's, you or restaurants that don't have a kids menu, you can, as you roll up, supposedly you're going to be able to tell the cast members that this is a child that is ordering, and they should be able to see from there, and therefore have the child there. Now, I have heard the cast members say they're actually making people have the child there. So the child needs to go up with you.
Not Yoda. Not that child.
The child for which you're ordering. So have the child with you and do that. But I will just say, here's another perspective to put on this. And first of all, also don't expect every cast member to know this. I know that it seems like they should, and whatnot, but they may not. Some cast members don't work every day, every week, every month. It may depend on that. So rolling that information out is challenging. But I may put out there too, that for the ones that I know of that don't have a separate child's menu, if you're really interested in getting the most bang for your buck for the quick service plan or for your quick service credit, may not be the place to go anyway. So think about that a little bit too.
What I would do is just go up and order the meals that you're looking for. And then if they say, these are, you got 2 adults and 1 kid, then just modify it from there. You know what I'm saying? Like at a place that doesn't have a set kids menu, I just order whatever meals all 3 of you want. And if they say, it's kids service, or you got 2 adults and 1 kid, then I would modify from there. But I just go ahead and order what I'm looking for first and make them correct me.
That's possible too. That's good.
Especially a place like Casey's where it's like ambiguous,
right?
The kids menu there.
It is.
All right, let's jump to the next question. It's from the inbox. Let's go back there. Melinda's got a question. She is in upstate New York. Hey, BOGP crew. I've been listening to your podcast for the last few months to get ready for my family's first trip to Disney World in a few weeks. I have a question about Magical Express. If our flight is on time, we'll arrive at 9:45 p.m. I know for flights after 10 p.m., we have to claim our checked luggage. Is 9:45 too close to 10 that we'll need to pick up our bags? If our bags are transferred for us, do they deliver to rooms in the middle of the night? We'll pack in such a way that we won't need anything from the checked bag our first park day. Am I stressing too much about this? Thanks, Melinda. 1,068 miles from Walt Disney World in upstate New York. Okay, so I've been in this situation a few times because I catch that last flight out, you know, and I get down right about this time a lot of times. And I always grab my bags. And here's why. Even though you don't need them the next day, what are the chances like you leave something in one of those bags that you didn't think you needed, but you do? I mean, that'd totally be me. Like it'd be the pair of sneakers that I wanted to wear the next day, you know, because I'm wearing like, you know, loafers or something. So I can take them off easy for TSA. You know, there's something in that bag I guarantee I would need after I check it at my home airport. And I'm like, oh, dang. And the thing is like, somebody's going to knock at your door like at 1:00 in the morning with your bags. And so then you're not getting a good night's sleep before your first park day. I mean, Rikki, you've used Magical Express quite a bit. Just like, I mean, I would totally grab them because it's not that big a deal. Throw them on the bus and they're there. And then you can just set your room that night before you go to bed and you're good.
Absolutely. I know that it's wonderful and very magical when your luggage gets delivered. But in that instance, just because your flight's so late, not because of how, you know, potentially late that you're running up on the time where they'd stop delivering or, you know, stop picking it up, but just because it's so late, I'd want to just have my stuff with me anyway. So like you, Mike, I would want to just grab it off the, you know, luggage. You know,
because that way you just have something done. You're not like in limbo. You know, like when your bags are being delivered, you're like in limbo. Like, okay, when are they going to be here? You're going to be here at 11. They're going to be here at 12. They're going to be here at 1. And then like you're rolling over at night, and if like at 1, you see the clock at 1:00, and your bag's still there, then you start freaking out. You know, and they're still probably going to get there by 2. But you know, like then you don't get a good night's sleep. That's just me. Like, oh my god, my bag's still back in St. Louis.
All it takes is an extra, you know, maybe half hour. They're pretty quick at getting luggage out. I say that, but you know, this will be the one time that they're not. They're pretty quick at getting luggage out for people. So I would just go down and grab it. That's just me. It would give you like, you know, that extra half hour in the airport is worth it for me. So
it's not even a half hour. It's probably 15-20 minutes.
I mean, I was overestimating, you know what I'm saying? Trust me, here in Atlanta, it's you're lucky if you get your bags after 45 minutes of waiting. Where are my bags? So and then they're on the wrong carousel, even though they've told you it's on the carousel 4, it's on carousel 6, and you're like, why? Okay, yeah. So
there aren't any restrooms down there either.
No, exactly. Yeah.
When we landed, you know, I only fly Southwest, so in our terminal we have 2 whole carousels.
I know it's nice on the Southwest terminal in St. Louis. You know, if one isn't going, the other one is. So that's the one your bags are on.
Like, oh, it's going out the other one. Okay, I just gotta do this.
Turn around.
Turn my head. There it is. Okay, boom.
There it is. We're good.
Chris has a question here. Hey guys, let's see. I know I used to see some lockers outside of Epcot near the buses before the buses. Do they still have them? Are there any other locker locations that are outside park gates but by parks? I'm wondering because I'm not staying at a hotel this next small trip and wanted to store my backpack with some clothes and toiletries before being picked up by a friend I'll be staying with. Do they still have the lockers outside of the parks? I'm trying to think. They keep the Magic Kingdom because they're outside the gates. They're over kind of by guest services. Like I've seen the sign for lockers. I know there's some under the train station. You gotta go into the park for that.
Right.
But I'm pretty sure there's some by like on the right-hand side by that, like by those windows for the guest relations. It's either there or by that little store on the left. I've seen a sign for lockers and it's before the gates.
Okay.
I think.
I know there's the bathroom over there and there's a shop right there.
Yep, on the left.
But I don't know if there are lockers. I mean, let's put it this way. If it was over in that area, I doubt that area hasn't been impacted by the construction that they were doing. So they're probably still there if that's where they were. So
yeah, for Epcot, I would imagine if they were still out by the buses, they're probably still there.
I would assume they'd still be there.
I think he's talking about that little like alcove as you get off the buses, the resort buses, where there's like Coke machines.
Yeah, that's kind of
like there's like an old like information station like booth.
Yeah,
you know what he's talking about. You run past it for the marathon finish.
I can picture where he's talking about. I just can't picture if there's a locker rentals or lockers.
There is
there.
So if you know, let us know because I'm not. I didn't look for it, but I think it is there. All right, Parker's got a question. Hey guys, love the show. Top 3 monorail table service restaurants or dinner show for a family of 4. All right, let's give one. I think with a family of 4, if you're, let me think. On the monorail. You know what? I got a new one.
Okay.
I went over marathon weekend with Scott. I went to Narcoossee's. Filet. Now, maybe not with a family of 4 because it's going to cost you a fortune. Man, that filet was so good. And we combined it. We watched Happily Ever After from the little balcony outside the restaurant. And that was really cool with the music and everything. I give Narcoossee's a shot, but maybe ditch the kids.
That's nice, Mike.
All right, Pam, what do you got? So give us another table service restaurant on the monorail.
So if you're on the monorail, I think that kids are going to love Ohana. I mean, there's just so much to do. The food, I think, is appealing to everybody. There's fun activities going on, and I think it's just, a good place to be. Plus, who doesn't want to walk around the Polynesian? You got to say that too, right? I mean, especially in the evening, it's one of my favorite things to do. It just is so nostalgic for me. And so, check that out. But yeah, Ohana.
All right, Rikki, what else? We got Ohana. We got the Grand and we got the Poly. We going to the Contemporary or no?
We are going to the Contemporary, and we are going to Chef Mickey's. I know it's an expensive meal, and I know that your kids
might walk out of there engaged. You got to be careful. I mean, people walking there single, they come out engaged.
They do. Look at me. But anyway, I'm just saying, like, I know it's expensive. I know your kids aren't going to eat anything, but you get to meet all 5, of the Fab 5 characters. You just can't go wrong with Chef Mickey's in that regard. So, but it is a ridiculously expensive meal. I think the last time
I went there, it was like,
I know, same. And this was a couple years ago, so I haven't been back because I about lost my mind when I saw the bill coming just for me and Brian. So. But
Chef Mickey's is still only 1 credit though on the dining plan, right?
Yes, if you're on the Disney dining plan, like, it is a steal. But if you are not and paying out of pocket, it hurts.
Crystal Palace is another one like that, right? It's 1 credit.
Yeah, it's 1 credit too. Again, I will go to Crystal Palace for breakfast, but maybe not for dinner. Again, I'm cheap, so I'll go for the cheapest meal I possibly can.
The cheap chicken.
Yes, exactly. No, it's the chipper chicken.
The chipper chicken.
The chipper chicken.
All right, Kim's got a question. Have you been to the new Beauty and the Beast lounge at the Grand Floridian? Is it busy or hard to get into? Pam, the lounge lizard.
Yes.
Of course I have this information. So it can be a little busy at different times, but not so crazy that people are like lined up to get in or things like that. You may just have to be a little creative in the table that you select, or you may have to sit at the bar for a while and stuff like that. But yeah, go over and check it out. The interesting thing about this location is, first of all, now it has an outdoor space, which I think is nice. I mean, I always like being able to, have a drink or something to eat outside in Florida, because in Pennsylvania, we get to do it like 2 days of the whole year. So, I mean, that's always appealing to me. But it also has kind of another room that's like connected with it, part of it that is connected and part of it, yet very, very separate, and doesn't feel like it at all. So anyways, it's an odd kind of thing. But yeah, you can go there and check it out. They have some interesting drinks. They have a few little things you can choose to eat, but yeah, it is a nice place. I think it does fit with the Grand Floridian theme, although I'm still missing the old one.
I know.
Misners.
No.
Misners. Pro Misner. All right, Sean's got a question here. Happy Monday. Thoughts on Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, Fastpass, virtual queue, etc. Getting closer to opening, and they just redid the Fastpass tiers, and no mention of the new ride. Rikki, what's going on? What are your projections on this one?
Yes, because we don't know as of right now. So I suspect now they do have a Fastpass plus queue ready to be used. I will say this. However, I think it will be just like what they did with Smugglers Run and are currently doing with Rise, although it definitely won't be as, I don't think it's going to be as busy as Rise. Let's just be perfectly honest. I don't think you're going to see the chaos of the boarding passes and stuff like that. But I do think that we will see what happened with Smugglers Run, where they will just have the regular standby queue and have that be an option first, and then eventually they will weave their way into adding the fast pass. Maybe 6 months later, after they make sure that they have the attraction running, because again, this is a pretty technologically advanced attraction, so they want to make sure that they have everything running correctly before they actually get the like Fastpass, scheduled for people, so they don't have to cancel their Fastpass reservations. I'm sorry, I'm being bitten right now.
All right, let's get to the last question of the day, and it's about Skyliner lounges from Carol. She says, we're heading over to Pop the end of February, beginning of March. I'm wondering if the Riviera has a rooftop lounge that would allow us to have a beverage and watch the fireworks. If Riviera doesn't work, is there another lounge on the Skyliner that would? Thanks for considering my question, Carol. All right, Pam, what's the best advice for Carol here with the Skyliner lounges?
So the lounge that is connected with the Riviera actually has a bar out there, but it hasn't been used as a bar yet.
Which is so bizarre to me.
I know, and I think they may just still be trying to make sure that they can get the food to the folks who are there at the restaurant and the drinks and whatnot, and maybe they're going to roll that out because it's an awesome location. They do have another bar that is there at Riviera, so you can do that. Maybe you can walk outside too if you want to. So you could think about that as well. They do have a lounge area inside as well. So
all right,
and that's one I would recommend.
Yes.
The Riviera. I'm just telling you, people, you need to swing by there and just explore the grounds. I'm telling you, the Riviera burger is so good. If you're at the studios and you need lunch, jump the Skyliner, head over to the Riviera, get that burger and fries. It's $15. Oh, it's so good. Not that I'm counting down 23 days until I get to go back and have one, but I am.
But he is.
Yeah. Wait.
It's a good use of a quick service credit.
Absolutely.
Too.
Yes.
But apparently I see a lot of, Diz Twitter, what it is. It's fun to read. There must be like a union rule that can only have one cash register open at a time at that place.
Dude, seriously, no, you are correct.
There was nobody there when I was there. I mean, like the place was full, but there was nobody in line. I walked right up and made my order. I didn't notice.
When I was there was one cash register open as well. And the line was huge. And I legit just decided to mobile order because I was like, well, I'm not going to sit here for 20 minutes while I wait for this line to go down when I can mobile order and have my food. So yeah, I noticed the same problem. So it's definitely an issue there.
And our buddy George Reeves from the Lizards, who has his awesome picture with all of his dopey medals as his avatar on the live chat here. He's got the final word for today and he nailed it. He said, the Riv is where it's at.
It's true.
Amen, brother. That's it. All right. That's going to do it for today's show. Don't forget today's episode brought to you by our friends over at virtualmickey.com, home of great iPhone apps like Days to Go, WDW. Count down the days until your next Walt Disney World vacation with style with this great app to turn your Apple device into a Disney device right now over at virtualmickey.com. Give us a follow on the social media, Instagram and Twitter at BeOurGuestPod and at BeOurGuestMike. We've got an awesome Facebook page at facebook.com/BeOurGuestPodcast. And as you do that online shopping, please use our Amazon affiliate link. It's BeOurGuestPodcast.com/Amazon. All right, we're going to be back again on Friday with some more fun Disney talk to get you ready for the awesome weekend, the big game weekend. And of course, get you down the road to get you to work and school on Friday. So for Pam and Rikki, I'm Mike. Wishing you a great Wednesday. Time to head back to work, and we'll see you real soon. Let's see, Terry's got something here. Hang on. Let me save that. So let's see. Rikki was on the phone, and Rikki was bitten by a dog, and now Rikki's gone. All in one show.
Is this how other professional podcasters do?
Not. I'm trying to keep.
I'm leaving that to you. That seems like an issue that you're going to have to deal with.
I think so.
You're the leader of our little troop of ragtag bandits, right? Isn't that what they used to say, Captain EO?
I mute my phone, and the president could be calling. I'm not answering, but. Hello.
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 I didn't mute it. Whoops, my bad.
Yeah, I'm gonna order a pizza.
During the podcast, wait until we record.
No, that was my boss, guys. I had to answer the phone.
Dude, my boss. I just talked to my boss.
I had to answer the phone. It was one of those where
you were laughing and cheering. No. If it's your boss, you like be yes, sir. Yes, sir. That was my boss.
Because that's the way Mike talks to me.
You're like pepperoni and sausage. Not combined. I needed pepperoni on the left side and sausage on the right. That was how it went.
No, that was totally my boss. I had to answer it. I was like, uh-oh, he needs my assistance today, so I need to actually answer the phone. So sorry about that.
You kill me. You kill me.
Well, he's not in town right now. He's...
You kill me. That's all I'm saying. You kill me.
Well, I'm sorry.
You kill me.
I had to answer the phone.
All these gray hairs I have to wear a hat for. Some
and then when I told him I was recording a podcast, he apologized to me profusely. He's like, "Why did you answer the phone?"
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like he's like, "Don't answer the phone for a podcast. Mike's gonna get ticked."
I said, I thought it was important. He's like, "It was important." I said, "Well, then I needed to answer the phone."
Nothing's more important than the VOG food.
Right. Me getting paid is not more important.
You work at a pizza parlor.
Me doing my actual job is not more important. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay, so for Friday,
she ate her. I gave her an entire chew stick, right? Like I gave her a full one before I started podcasting. She ate the entire thing in a half hour. Then she started eating my hands. It hurt.
Yes, that's sad, Kathy, that it is probably more entertaining than the regular show. Okay, so a couple of ideas for Friday. We could talk about the news. We could talk about the stuff that's going on, or we could talk about. Justin gave us an idea like a month ago, which we just never got to because we had a bunch of like news stuff. Talking about resorts that are kind of adjacent, like this with the Star Wars hotel going to be adjacent to the studios. Talking about other ideas for hotels that could be like tied in, like theme park themes. If you think about it, though, Animal Kingdom Lodge with Animal Kingdom. The Magic Kingdom has them for the land. You got the Contemporary, the Grand Floridian and the Polynesian with Adventureland, Tomorrowland, and Main Street. I'm trying to think Epcot. Like, what would be the tie-in there?
Well, definitely not the creepy chairs at the boardwalk.
We can kind of combine that with some news at the top. Just kind of talk about like theme park adjacent hotels.
Probably. I mean, probably the best one for that might be you look at probably the Outer Beach. I mean, that's your only other option. So it doesn't matter. Whatever you like.
Build one though, right at the entrance of Epcot, aren't they? Kind of up on the Future World side.
No,
I heard there might.
That is not real.
I've heard that.
No, that's a rumor, and I don't believe it. So, yeah. That's
all right. So, we could talk. So, if we do the news at the top, we could talk about adding Fastpass to Smugglers Run. We could talk about Club Run Disney. Oh,
that's right. Yeah, we had some people ask about that.
What else?
Pirates League closing.
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of people are upset about that.
I know.
Yeah, I am too, actually. But
I
didn't ever use it. Also, didn't know that adults could go until just recently when I was writing the article and there were pictures and I was like, there are adults in these pictures.
I think they actually started letting the adults go when people had the fit about not being able to do bibbity bobbity.
Which made sense, but they really kept that on the DL, didn't they? So, all right. There's also, let's see here. I have more news. Hold on. But unless Pam wants to do something else, I don't want to.
Yeah, do something else.
I don't care. I was thinking, let's just do something easy. Let's do a top 10. Let's do a list one. Those are easy. People like them. It's
okay.
We haven't done anything like that in a while.
It's true.
All right. Well, what's the list?
I don't know. We can think
I need to think about a list. Let's just talk about those few things because I got it pulled up.
All right, that's fine.
Give thoughts. I mean, yeah, but give us. I do want to do a list. So next Friday we're doing a list. But you gotta give me a heads up because I can't do that on the spur of the moment. Also, we got to do that because we'll have that. Yeah, it won't be too long so we can do the. Is this romantic again?
Oh, I will not be here. Pam won't be here next week, will you?
I won't be here next Monday.
I won't be here the following Monday. So.
All right, we'll figure it out.
I have to go cry at Jody Benson.
February 18th. Next week. All right, so let's hit this.
So,
all right, let's go.
Maybe
as long as one of you guys are here
on the day that I'm gone, and then me and you, Mike, can figure out what to do on the day that Pam's gone.
That's cool.
And then I also won't be here on the 24th.
Okay.
So,
We'll figure it out.
Already
the 24th, I won't be here because I'm coming back that night.
Oh, that's right. Because
like maybe the 25th on that one.
That's
the day I fly home from Princess.
Okay. So we'd have to record on the 25th that day.
Yeah, probably. Or maybe actually it'd be better if we could do it before the leave because I'll be slammed when I get home.
Okay, that's fine. I'll be free that week, the week of the 17th.
But here's an idea though: top 10 places to chillax in the parks. That's good.
Ooh, I do
Eric, you're getting an instant. But we're going to talk about. We'll talk about the couple news stories right at the top of the show because I don't have enough for like Club Run Disney. I want to talk about.
No.
I want to go.
Got it. That's the only reason you want to do it. Okay, got
really.
it. Yeah. I like that.
What do you say? You say 2 words. You say like boots and cats and or something like that.
All right.
We're going to Club Run Disney. It's the newest club on the boardwalk.
Got it.
Formerly Atlantic Dance Hall. It is now Run Disney.
Dude, that would have been a better idea.
Sneakers required.
Than what they're doing, that's for sure.
Gotta wear compression socks. That'd be awesome, actually. It's gonna stink like it all high to heaven.
Oh my gosh.
Sweaty bodies everywhere.
Nice.
Okay, here we go.
Gross. Okay.
I know, it's totally gross.
Are we gonna do chillaxing?
Yep. Chillax. Okay, here we go. Welcome to episode 1597 of the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from BeOurGuestPodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Happy Friday to you. We hope that you are doing well, getting ready for the big game, the Niners and the Chiefs. Chiefs here from Missouri, so go Chiefs. I'm going to root for the semi-hometown team on Sunday, but I'll probably be in a car coming back from a cheer competition. So it'll be old school on the radio. Never listened to a Super Bowl on the radio. So it'll be kind of interesting, but I love radio. So it'll be kind of fun. So today we're going to have some fun Disney talk, a little Disney news at the top of the show. And we're going to talk about the top 10 places to chillax or to chill out at Walt Disney World. So stand by for that. First, joining me today for the show, we have Rikki from DisneyWorldAfterAll.com, touringplans.com, and the Mouse for Less. Happy Friday, Rikki. Welcome to the big game weekend.
Yes, I'm so excited. Like I said, I love this weekend. It is one of my favorite weekends. So I'm amped. I am pumped. Let's do this. Yes.
Do it. All right. Also joining us, we have the co-owner of the Magic for Less Travel, Pam Forrester. Pam, how's it going?
Happy Friday. I will be in the world. So I actually was just putting 2 and 2 together.
2 and 2?
2. You can't see this on the radio or on your phone, the podcast, but I'm making the sign for this. So, but yes. So hashtag call me stupid. I don't know. We need a t-shirt for that, Rikki.
Yeah, exactly. Call me stupid. Yeah, that's a good one.
Hashtag call me stupid. But yes. So anyways, yes, I will be in the world. And I don't even know what we're doing on Sunday yet. So
you're gonna have to keep me posted on options to do things around Walt Disney World for the Super Bowl. Because
I know we won't be watching it.
No, I'm sure. But I could use a picture if you know what I mean for a certain game. So
yeah.
Another showing it in.
Super Bowl related. Send me.
I'll take a picture of me.
They're showing the Super Bowl at Atlantic Dance Hall, I believe. I know they're making that into a venue for football. It's funny because they posted an article on the Disney Parks blog about a new place to watch NFL football games on Sunday, like last week.
Wait,
and it was Atlantic Dance Hall.
Wait, they did? How did I miss that?
I saw it somewhere. And the thing is, like, there's only one game of the year left at this point. Like, it was after the Super Bowl had been set. Like, this isn't the place to go watch Sunday football. There's one game left, so I'm assuming they're going to show the Super Bowl there.
I'm assuming
a new place to watch the one
game.
One game
left.
You should have got that like in September.
Exactly.
It's totally weird timing.
It's weird.
So, good luck to your team. Hopefully, your team wins. And let's talk some news here off the top of the show. Then we'll get to the top 10 place to relax at Walt Disney World. We were during the question show on Wednesday. Somebody brought up the topic of Club Run Disney. It's actually going to be in Atlantic Dance Hall. You got to wear short shorts and compression sleeves, and you got to be, you got to have a little what's that stuff called? They put on the sticks during the races, the BioFreeze. You got to have that on you. So that you have it's like regular clubs you wear cologne. This one you wear BioFreeze.
Oh my gosh!
And it'll be Carissa and Jeff Galloway. There'll be the DJs. everybody will be out there just encouraging you, telling you how fun it's going to be. And then at mile 17, you're like, they lied.
Right.
So anyway, no, it's not what it's going to be. But Club Run Disney is actually, they say, take your Run Disney experience to the next level with the new Club Run Disney. From the pre-race prep to the enchantment of running through a Disney theme park to the exhilaration of crossing the finish line, there's magic in every step of a Run Disney event. Now there's something to make the experience even more magical. Club Run Disney, a new unique membership opportunity for runners like you. Available in 3 year-long membership levels, each with limited availability. Club Run Disney offers a range of perks and special benefits. So you can sign up for this starting on February 18th, 2020. There's 3 levels: silver, gold, and platinum. Silver starts at $265 or is $265.43. Gold is $478.63. Platinum is $798.43. Everybody gets a jacket, I believe. You get the opportunity to sign up early. You get some special designation on your bibs. You can just check it out at rundisney.com/club-rundisney. I'm not going to go into everything here, but people have been asking me a lot about this because I love Run Disney. I love the races. Here's my take on this, and I want to get your guys' take on this. So there are some things you get. You get this really cool jacket, which I mean, it's cool looking, but I have so many jackets at this point. Like I tend to get a jacket every race weekend, so I probably got 6 or 7. You get a membership card, you get, a magnet and so forth. I mean, there's little goodies that you get. The thing is, I think this would have been more enticing to me, say 5 years ago, when the fervor to sign up for races, I would actually take off work to sign up for Dopey because I was so nervous I wouldn't get in. It would sell out so quickly. Thank goodness, and I'm glad for this, that the fervor's kind of died down a little, and I'm not as stressed. I know that if I'm on there the day it goes on sale, and I'm set and I got my credit card, everything's squared away, I can get in. I don't really stress, but I know that I can usually get in, knock on wood, but I haven't had trouble getting into the races I want over the past 2 to 3 years. So there's not a lot here. And the thing is, for me, and again, this is just my perspective, Run Disney is very expensive for their races. I mean, they're great and they're worth it. I enjoyed it, or else I wouldn't do it. But I don't really want to go in at the silver membership level at $265 additional dollars per year to sign up for a race. That's just me, I can run the race without it and still have such a great time. For me, another example I had was last year I ran the Princess. I did the 10K and the half marathon, but I didn't do the challenge, which were the 2 races. And I only got the 2 medals. I didn't get the 3rd medal. And that was fine because I'm for the excitement of the race and the experience of the run. The medals are fun. You hang them on the wall, but I mean, it didn't bother me that I didn't get the 3rd medal, it's just not me. It's just, I like being out there and having the experience, taking the pictures, seeing the people, and all that stuff. I don't know if I want to pay like $265 or almost $500 for the gold or $800 for platinum each year to be in this club. I know that a lot of stuff has moved to subscription services. That's what this is. It's like you get your music through a subscription nowadays. You get your video, like your Netflix, everything's subscription, Disney Plus. And I get it. And there's an audience for this. I just don't think it's me. So Rikki, what did you think when you saw this?
Money grab. I mean, plain and simple. It's another one of those, hey, guess what? We have this great idea of getting more money out of people who are addicted to our product, which is Run Disney. Because we know a number of people who are, obviously love the Run Disney product. I mean, Mike, of course, you love the Run Disney product.
Dude, I love it. I mean, it's awesome. I just hung my medals for, in the new house here last weekend, and
exactly
great memories, but I don't think I need anything extra. I don't.
No. And I think that a lot of people are going to feel this way. I agree with you. I think that if this had been introduced a few years ago and the fervor was a little higher, it might have been worth it. I also think that if you got a race included in the price,
I think that's the key.
That this would be worth it. Like, you were guaranteed a race. You could pick which race you wanted. You've already paid for it. Like, I think that that's fair. Now, and if you wanted to upgrade to, say, the challenge, you could upgrade to the challenge at that point. Or if you wanted to upgrade to the Dopey or whatever, then you could. But I think that by just having it be just this, hey, you get a jacket and, this and that, like, I don't think that that's worth the money. Like, I really don't. And I certainly wouldn't pay that much to, just to have the opportunity. It wouldn't happen for me. So I think that it's just it's too they're too late on it. You know what I'm saying? Like they're too late on introducing it. If they wanted to have people be like, yeah, let's sign up for it, because I feel like they should have done that a couple years ago. If that was the case. So yeah.
And I think too, you even have to go to the gold membership level to get that guaranteed opportunity to purchase 1 spot and a half marathon or greater.
Exactly. And I agree with George too. That corral bump thing is terrible. Yes. Like that is ridiculous. It's just that's completely ridiculous to me that they are allowing you to move up in the corral just because you paid for it. Like that is what gets me on this one too.
Well, the other thing is too, and we haven't talked a ton about this, but travel agents can now book packages that include guaranteed race registration for all of the races.
Yeah, but I mean, the thing is, like, you can do that or not do that. There's advantages and disadvantages. I talked to my guests about that. They're for some people, they're not for everybody, because you're kind of locked in and you got that. I mean, it's like once you register for a race, it's just with runDisney. I mean, once you're locked into that rate, once you pay for that bib, man, you're in there. So you got to make sure you're going. There's just, with this Club runDisney thing though, I don't know, like, especially like you said, the upgraded corral placement, the corrals are supposed to be there for safety.
Exactly. Yeah.
Safety.
It's safety.
You don't want people blasting from corral H, they're going to run an 8-minute mile. I mean, they're going to get frustrated. They're going to hurt somebody. It just, I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying that if you get this, there's anything wrong with it. It's just not for me. It just doesn't benefit me. I don't see the advantage to paying $800 because it's a year. It's not like a one-time fee.
Yeah.
It's kind of, it's really expensive, and the races are expensive.
Yeah.
That's why, I'll be honest, I love runDisney, but this is the first year I've looked outside of runDisney for races. I'm running Chicago
in
October just to get the experience. And I hope to maybe someday run New York just to see what it's like. I mean, I don't know. It probably won't be as fun, but it'll be an experience either way.
But it's an experience. Yeah, exactly. So
we shall see. All right. Another thing that just happened lately is that Smugglers Run is now accepting Fastpass reservations. Yes. So you can do that in Batu. So Pam, what do you think about that? The dust is kind of settled. Rise is open. They're still feeling their way because they're changing. Even I read today as the day we record that the boarding group return time isn't necessarily always going to be 2 hours. I've heard that it's going to be between 1 and 2 hours. So they're still feeling their way with Rise, but I think that Smugglers Run, they're starting to get a handle on the crowds for that. So Fastpass is available.
Yeah, I agree. And the thing about, I think that, I don't know, see, I've actually waited in line for Smugglers Run because the queue is that interesting. There's just a lot of really cool things to see. And if you use the Play Disney app too, there's a lot of things for you to do during that, which is interesting. But yeah, it's time. I think that I really feel like they've worked the kinks out of Smugglers Run. It has always been a ride that ran fairly efficiently with not that many breakdowns. You just didn't see it happen that often. So that was a good thing. And I think it's time for this. So yeah, I think they're trying to feel their way through what they're going to do with this new Hollywood Studios and the way that looks now. We're going to have Mickey's Runaway Railway coming soon, probably in March, right? So looking at that. And Rise of the Resistance, the boarding groups seem to be working. They seem to be moving people through, and lots of people are getting to experience them, so they work well.
Yeah. I mean, it has its days every once in a while where it'll have a rough start, but yeah, I mean, for the most part, I think the boarding groups are probably they are to me the best option at this point. It's just so dang popular and it's worth it. I mean, again, I like it. It's a hassle at this point, but the people who are willing to put up with the hassle get to have the experience, which is, I think, how it has to be. I mean,
it's much more fair, right? Yeah. It's much more fair than just having it be, I don't know, like the way opening up the Fastpass system to it, if you would say that. I mean, then it's so dependent on things that you literally have no control of. The speed of your connection, the speed of the Disney connection, your My Disney Experience account, and everything going on there. So lots of things here. This way, if you're there, you're going to have the opportunity to ride it. So if you're there when the park opens,
and to get your blood pumping at that 7 o'clock in 2 seconds, you're like, oh, let me get in, please, God, let me ride the ride. It's so fun. All right, Rikki, there's one more news story I think you mentioned. Are we missing something here?
Yes. So big news: the Pirates League at in Adventureland at the Magic Kingdom is actually closing, which this is kind of a surprise to me. In a way, like I didn't hear a lot of people talking about it, but I still felt like it was popular enough, but maybe not, unfortunately. So it will be closing officially on July 27th. For those who didn't know, the Pirates League was actually kind of similar to the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique, where guests got transformed thanks to makeup and accessories, where they would be able to resemble like a pirate or a mermaid or things like that, thanks to hairstyling and facial effects and other things like that. So, I thought this was a really good idea, the Pirates League, because first of all, Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique has a cutoff of age 12. It looks like the Pirates League didn't have a cutoff for age at all, which, if you want to be an adult and do something special, like this would be it, like if you wanted to do like your own version of Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique, but for adults just with a pirate kind of theme to it, like this is it. This would have been perfect. And then the other thing is I found that the packages were more cost effective.
Yes, they're cheaper.
So yeah, I think that's, part of why it was a good option, but I guess it just wasn't doing what Disney wanted. So they're going to close it, which is, I know a lot of people are really bummed about that, which they should be, because it was a unique idea. It was a really cool thing for guests to be able to do, but unfortunately no more starting July 27th.
So man, what do you think is behind this? Is like the end of because the pirates were so hot for like a decade. I mean, is just a waning demand on pirates? I mean, there hasn't been a new Pirates movie in a while. And I mean, maybe the time is just come and gone. But the thing is, I don't know what they're going to do with that space. I mean, it seems like it'll just close up. Like as much. Right. I mean, obviously it's a revenue thing, but I would think that the revenue would still be worth having it open. Maybe not though. I mean, I've seen not many people in there walking past it.
And let's think about it. It could be closed and then reopened as the same thing or a similar thing or a different new and exciting thing or a closed thing that stays closed.
Or a closed thing.
So we just don't know. We don't have any information on it this time, and Disney hasn't said what they're going to do at this time. So I think that's something, that we can always look towards. And I think too, it also really was there to sort of fill a niche that was created when there were so many people who wanted Bibbidi Bobbidi and they didn't have multiple locations like they do now. So they were like, okay, here, you can have this, you know what I mean? So I think that was there, but it actually was something that you didn't see a ton of people at. I mean, you would see kids at it occasionally, but it's certainly not anything like Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique. So I think that's where we are. Sometimes you got to close something that's not quite as popular as you hoped it would be. So.
Yeah, I mean, back in the day, they had the, speaking, we talked on Friday or on Wednesday about the, Villains After Hours and the Animal Kingdom After Hours and debated that. But I mean, if you remember, like at the fervor of all this, there was the Pirate and Princess parties too. That was too. So, I mean, this time's come and go. So, I mean, it was a fun thing. You're right. You'd say it might have popped back up.
That's right. I heard they're making new pirate movies with maybe Zac Efron. So
I read that. That's you just leave it alone. I mean, they're going to make you into Jungle Cruise skippers and kind of move it over with the new Rock movie.
Oh, that would be cool.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Does kids want to be a Jungle Cruise skipper as much as they want to be a pirate, though? I mean, pirates.
I don't think so. No, pirates are
no. Do kids want to ride the Jungle Cruise? I don't know.
Maybe after the movie.
Yeah, I know.
Maybe
their kids, saying puns all the time.
That's right. Maybe after the movie. So
I'll help the teachers. Okay, let's get into our top 10 places to chillax at Walt Disney World. Could be in the parks, could be at the resorts. Just stuff off the top of our head because we didn't really, we didn't come up with this one a week in advance. We're doing it off the top of our heads. It's not going to be a top 10. It's going to be a collection.
Stop acting like that's
like that's how this doesn't work. That's how this works. We come up with things like 5 seconds before we start the podcast. That's how this goes.
But here's the deal. I have some, but it's not really a top 10. It's just like we're going to go through until we get to 10.
Okay.
All right. So we'll
Okay, so we're gonna go circle here. So one of us.
I want to give 7 of them.
Okay, so Pancake gives 7. I'll give 1. Mike gives 2. Done.
Here we go. And you can help us out in the live chat, folks who are watching. My first one I want to offer, and this is seriously one of my favorite places just to be at Walt Disney World. Specifically, it's the patio at Olivia's with friends having a meal outside. That is one of the coolest places that I love at Walt Disney World. Now, it's probably because when I've had meals there, it's always been with my best friends. We've had great food. We've had great conversation. A lot of times we had drinks. But it's beautiful there because you see people like coming and going when you're on the patio. You see, this is what I love watching people. And I know it's kind of weird, but I like watching other people on vacation at Walt Disney World. I like the excitement of the kids, you know, like they're either heading out to the bus or they're coming back and they have balloons. They have a plush Mickey and they're kind of talking about the stuff they did with like cousins or friends or grandma and grandpa. Again, you're sitting there, just you get to see the water, out on the, the waterway out at Old Key West. They have lots of beautiful flowers and flags that are colorful. Just one of my favorite places to be is the patio at Old Key West, chilling out with a good meal, a nice drink, and great friends. So that's where I'm going to lead us off because not in a theme park, but it's a place that I highly recommend you check out. All right, Pam, give us another place to chillax at Walt Disney World.
So I'm going to a theme park. And I am going to say at the Animal Kingdom, the Nomad Lounge.
Yes.
Because it is, again, a really cool location. And sometimes it's hard to just find a place that you want to hang out at the Animal Kingdom, right? Oh, George agrees with me. See? And, there are places that you can sort of hang out and relax, but nothing like the Nomad Lounge because you can go here when it's raining because it's covered. As long as it isn't torrential, like sideways rains, you're still going to be fine and wait it out. Like Mike said, you can sort of in the distance see people sort of coming and going from Pandora and like get a view of that. And it's so themed and really just a cool location. It has good drinks, good snacks. I've been there with good friends too. And I would go there. If it was like down the street, I'd go there like every other day. So anyways, love the Nomad Lounge.
Mm-hmm.
We rode out a thunderstorm there one time, a bunch of us. And God, it's the greatest place to be in a thunderstorm. Because I love Florida thunderstorms. I know it's one of my favorite things this summer because you just get good ones. Like there's deluges down there and the lightning and the thunder. Because I love weather. And it was just a great place because we're sitting on these comfortable couches. And it was literally just pouring right outside. We're sitting there drinking leaping lizards. It was awesome. And they have a drink for us. Like, boom, right there. We get it. Rikki, what do you got?
So I am also going to go with a loungy type area in the parks. And I'm going to go with Baseline Tap House. This is a favorite of Brian and mine. We absolutely love going to Baseline Tap House. Brian likes getting a beer or, 2 because they have a decent selection there. It's not a big selection, but at least it's, something that's a little more unique overall. They have the giant pretzel with the cheese, which is so, so good. Then they also have their charcuterie board, which we also charcuterie ding, ding.
Okay, we got to see starting today, January 27th of 2020. How many shows can we get charcuterie into?
Right.
This works. All right. So you got the charcuterie board, which is so yummy. And they have that awesome jazzy music inside.
I'm making a note right now.
Yes, good job. Steve got your pad up. So the jazzy music. Then if you want to sit outside, and have the great areas outside that you can go to as well. Baseline Tap House is really where it's at. It is such a fantastic spot to just get away at Hollywood Studios and relax. And the good thing about it is it's unlike, I hope I'm not stealing another one, but unlike the Hollywood Brown Derby Lounge, you don't have to have a seat, go up and ask for a seat. You can just go in, grab a drink, grab, your food or whatever, and either eat there or go somewhere else in the park if you'd rather, or whatever. You can take it to go. So I think that's the nicest part about Baseline. It's really casual. So
I will say at Marathon Weekend, agreeing with what you just said, Rikki, Jared and his squad that ran together as the PhotoPass photographers, there's like 8 of them. Yes. You've seen the pictures if you're on the Lizards or if you've seen any of my pictures. They have the best. They actually, their costumes are so good. People come up to them and ask them, my photos aren't showing up on my Disney experience. They're like, dude, these are just costumes. We're running them.
Fantastic.
Yeah. But that's how great costumes are. But anyway, what they did, they had the perfect hack for like your Rise of Resistance. They went into the park, did their Rise of Resistance thing. They got the table right on the corner there by Galaxy's Edge entrance. Like it's, it's outside and it's right on that corner on the rail.
Yes.
And just watch people coming and going. They were having drinks and snacks. And oh man, that's like,
do it. Man.
This is great.
Great people watching there.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. I love Baseline Tap House. It has seriously become one of my favorite places to go in Hollywood Studios.
There you go. All right. My next one is going to be in Epcot. And I love this place. And I always get the name of the restaurant wrong. It's the table service restaurant in Japan where you can go up and it's so tucked away. It's got covered little tables outside.
Restaurant? You said table service. The counter service.
Counter service. The counter service.
Katsura Grill.
Katsura Grill. That's it. Yeah. It used to be called something else back in the day, though.
Back in the day, yeah.
I love that. For one, they have great food. I love their food. Good stuff. They have Coke Zero too. But the other thing is, it's just a great environment. You can totally chill back there. You got the big koi fish you can watch. Even though you're really, really close to the promenade and World Showcase, you literally do feel like you're way tucked away. It's very peaceful. It's zen. So it's perfect. So I would totally go there. Yes. So up the steps and back to the left. That's also a good hidden bathroom if you ever need to go. It's small, but it's hidden. We should do a show on that again. We did bathrooms years and years ago. Oh my
gosh. Remember the bathroom episode?
Yeah. We'll have to do that again someday because there's a lot of new ones.
Yeah, because there's new and better bathrooms.
Much better bathrooms.
I mean, there are some that are worse, I think.
That's true. Yeah, where you don't want to be caught dead. All right, Pam, give us another.
So I'm going to go with a new one here. Ready? Mm-hmm. There are some tables in Galaxy's Edge by the Ronto Roasters area that are up against sort of the wall and sort of outside so that you'll see them there. And I love that location because, first of all, you oftentimes see some folks you may recognize from Star Wars running around and engaged in some kind of thing and engaging with the guests. And I think that that's a really cool experience to be able to watch and see that. You also get to look out over the Galaxy's Edge area, which I am still, every time I'm there, I'm sort of pinching myself, right? Because it feels like you have walked into a Star Wars movie. So I like that. You hear a lot of the sounds behind you because the Ronto Roaster makes, they're using an old engine from a spaceship, for goodness sakes, to cook stuff there. So it makes a lot of noise, there's that going on. You can hear some of the sounds too of cruisers going over you and also. So I love that. It's sort of a nostalgic thing, I think, for me because I love Star Wars so much, but I think everyone would enjoy having that experience and getting to see that. So I love that place.
I sat exactly there when we were down for Marathon Weekend 2 mornings when we were in the studios, both waiting out Rise of Resistance boarding times. And I grabbed a Ronto wrap. And again, the hack is, and I'll tell you what, the mornings I was there, the line for Ronto Roasters for breakfast was so long. They had the person with the stick, the cast member that said the line starts here.
Wow.
I'm not kidding. The line was probably 45 minutes long. I am not joking. You know what?
For a Ronto wrap.
But you know what? They have mobile order.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Right there, 3 minutes later, it was ready. I'm like, fuck us, because I felt bad, because everybody's like a sucker line. Like, I just wanted to yell, like, people, get out your app, order, don't do this. You don't want to tell everybody, or else then you're in you don't have the advantage yourself. But I was just like, oh man, I placed the order, I pushed, I'm here. We had the table right there, Pam, and we watched Rey go by. We watched Chewbacca.
Yeah.
It was like dinner. It was like breakfast in a show.
Mm-hmm.
And that breakfast Ronto wrap is so good. I had it twice. Oh, so it's just basically like breakfast stuff.
The Ronto wrap is interesting though too. I've just had a bite of someone else's a couple times, but each time I'm like, golly, I never would have even thought to order this because it's like a sausage and pork and stuff. So whatever, but it's good. It's surprisingly good. So I think for a snack, you can't beat that.
I love it. I'm having another one of those too, and I get it. I'm already figuring. I'm not worried about Princess Half Marathon. I'm worried about where I'm eating.
What am I eating? Yeah,
you're gonna have to plan.
Yes. Yes.
No, I don't plan. I just like what sounds good today. All right, I need a breakfast round wrap. Going to the studios. That's me. Especially on these short little weekend trips.
Yes, John's Tavern cinnamon roll. Yes, done.
Didn't have one of those last
time. You didn't. You had the Ronto wrap multiple
times. I know. See, Mike can get out of his ruts every once in a while.
Every once in a while, but then he gets in a new rut, and then it's a.
I do. All right, Rikki, get to another place to chill.
I am not going with a restaurant. What? Okay, so I am actually going with an attraction, and I am going with the Tomorrowland Transit Authority People Mover. Yes, this is the best place to go and relax because, I mean, now, okay, so the word has definitely gotten out. Let's be honest. I mean, there's a line for the People Mover now.
There's an iPhone case that said, "I'm chilling on the TTA" or something.
Yes,
like that. I remember the words out.
Back in the day when I could literally just say, "Want to go around again?" and they'd let me. Now I have to get off, which makes me sad. But you get on the TTA. It is a ride, so you actually get a ride on, on the notch of, hey, I did an attraction today at Disney World, and then you get to see all the people down below, which is one of my favorite things to get to do, is actually just people watch. You get to go in Space Mountain, and that's always fun. You can potentially see Space Mountain if it's closed down too, like it's got the if the lights are all on, that's always fun. Or during the Halloween or the Christmas party when they were like lighting it up like Christmas down there and it was all lit up and I could totally see the attraction. That was awesome. But the TTA is so relaxing. If it's hot, you got the breeze going on you. It's just, it's so peaceful and so tranquil. And, I love the TTA so much. It is just a favorite. And if it's not a Magic Kingdom trip, if I'm not going on the TTA.
Rikki, that's a great one. I give you credit. That's a great one, but that is so 1994.
I know, see?
And I was scared you were going to take mine. I have a new place to chillax.
Are you going to say? I think I'm going to say.
Skyliner. You got to get on the Skyliner. That is the new TTA. And I'm telling you, because like many times I would have run my race over Marathon Weekend and the gardeners were staying at Old Key West and I was staying at Pop Century. So we'd be like, let's go to Garden Grill, go back, take a shower, and I'll meet you at Garden Grill at 9:00. And so the thing was, like, after running a race and, getting a shower and it's early morning, the thing is they give you a lot of times you can get your own Skyliner gondola by yourself as a solo person. And I'm telling you, man, that ride anywhere you go on the Skyliner, it is a great place because it's like you get to see the beauty of the resort. It's quiet. There's a little wind whistling through the vents as you're going. A little narration, maybe a little too much. I don't know. Like sometimes she comes on and tells me stuff I don't necessarily, I think I need to know, but that's another time for another place. But the thing is, especially the run over to Epcot, it's a little bit longer. It's kind of like the monorail to Epcot. Oh man, it is just a great place because when you have that gondola to yourself, you can kind of put your feet up. You can see everything. There's a nice breeze. It's cool. Oh man, over Marathon Weekend, I love that as a place to relax. Great place. So Skyliner. That's the Skyliner is the new TTA for chillaxing. All right, Pam, give us another.
So one of our favorite places to chillax happens to be any mode of boat transportation on property. It's just, there's something about being on a boat, whether you're on the ferry from the TTC over to the Magic Kingdom, or you're taking one of the resort launches from Wilderness Lodge over to the Contemporary or the Magic Kingdom, or you're in the Epcot area. Even, you can take the boat over to Hollywood Studios, but you can also take the boat from different parts of Epcot to different parts of Epcot. Now, it's not the most efficient transportation by any means. It's always going to be faster to walk, but sometimes you're just like, you aren't doing it to save time. You're just hanging out and enjoying. But the boats at Walt Disney World, I love them. So many of the captains are awesome and have just great bits of knowledge to share with you. And a lot of them have been working there for a really long time. So they know a lot of stuff. So if you can get them talking, that's awesome. But yes, so many great things, just a great way to relax. The boat.
I like it. Yeah, boats are they're awesome, especially at night. There's something about being on a boat at night.
It is. That's so cool.
Yep.
All right, Rikki, give us another.
Okay.
1994.
Not from 1994. This will be from 1998 because it is at Disney's Animal Kingdom, which opened in 1998. Yeah. So this is actually an area that is kind of near Mr. Kamal's, which is like a stand. I think they have falafel fries, or at least they did at one point. And Caravan Road, which is another stand that has, again, quick. Sometimes these stands are open, sometimes they're not. Let's put it this way. So there's actually a little alcove, and I think it's seating for those two restaurants for people to go to. And it's just not a lot of people know about it because half the time one or both of those restaurants are not open. So the seating area is pretty much open for regular guests to just kind of, hang out or whatever. It's one of my favorite places to go to actually watch the Tree of Life Awakenings at night, because not a lot of people know that you can see the Tree of Life Awakenings from the backside. So this is on the backside of the Tree of Life, and it's a great spot to just kind of hang out, relax, and catch the Tree of Life Awakening show. And I love getting to hang out here. It's great. And like I said, very tranquil, because not a lot of people know that it even exists.
Till just now. Good job.
Just now. See, I gave it all away. Don't take my spot. If you see me, give me your chair.
Okay, so this is the 10th one. This is the last one, but I figured out a way that we can all get it in. See, I tried to think about everybody. I've been thinking about this the whole time we've been doing the other 9. Like, I don't want to be the guy who takes the extra one. It's like if you take the last cupcake or the last cookie, like you're a villain. I don't want to be a villain here. I'll be nice.
Cupcake and cookie.
Okay, so here's what I'm saying. One of the best places to relax at Walt Disney World is in a rocking chair. Now, rocking chairs are found various places around property. We're all going to give one place where we can chill in a rocking chair. One of my favorite places, Port Orleans Riverside, on the little outside of the food court little check-in area. There's always a few rocking chairs right there. Looks out over the marina and Old Man Island at night. No better place to chill and have like a sweet treat from the food court. So that's where I'm going with my rocking chairs. Pam, what about your rocking chairs?
So I'm going over to Animal Kingdom Lodge, and I'm going to sit around the fire outside. Sometimes they have people telling, a story there at certain times of the night, but I'm right there when they pull out the night vision goggles too, so I can see them as well. But yeah, that's where I'm going.
All right, Rikki, final word on rocking chairs. Where you're rocking?
I'm rocking in Tom Sawyer Island. Now, I know I've had this conversation before. They used to have 2 chairs that overlooked the Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. Now they only have 1 chair, and they move the other chair somewhere else, and I don't know why. It's still on Tom Sawyer Island. I've said I've been half tempted to go pick up the chair and move it back. But then I'm afraid a cast member will be like, ma'am, where are you going with this chair? Don't worry about it. But yeah, the rocking chairs at Tom Sawyer Island is my favorite place to sit and just chillax.
All right. Well, hey, you know what? If you're stressed during the big game, just think about this list.
That's right.
Here's the thing. Drop by our Facebook page this weekend. We're going to put this up and give your favorite place to relax at Walt Disney World, something I'm sure we've missed, because Lord knows, one of the things you need the most on a Disney vacation to Walt
is relaxation.
Is a place to relax, just chill for a few minutes. So let's throw that list together on Facebook this weekend. Please drop by facebook.com/BeOurGuestPodcast. Throw your 2 cents in on the comments, and we'll all have a place to relax on our next trip. Don't forget, today's show brought to you by our friends over at the Magic for Less Travel. So when you want to head to your Disney destination, whether it's Walt Disney World, Disneyland, heading out on the Disney Cruise Line, great onboard credits when you book a Disney cruise with the Magic for Less, even Adventures by Disney. Drop by the magicforless.com today. Check out all the great destinations. Really, honestly, this is a great place to start a vacation planning. It's got great pictures, great resources to get the trip started. And while you're there, fill out the free no obligation quote form. An agent will get back to you right away. It's good, conversation just to get the trip started. You're not locked into anything, but you can look at dates and availability and initial pricing. Then you can see, well, what's that trip going to cost if we add a park hopper? What's that trip going to be if we go to a quick service dining plan? What about vacation protection? What about throwing in a memory maker? All that kind of stuff. You don't have to have that hashed out from the beginning. Just put in some dates, a resort, and who's going. That's where you start. Then we kind of tweak things. I like to tell my guests, it's kind of like a big funnel. You start off with a big wide mouth, with a lot of ideas, and we funnel it down to just the perfect vacation package. That's kind of what we do until we get exactly what you're looking for. And again, services are absolutely free to you. So check them out today over at themagicforless.com. Also, please use our Amazon affiliate link. It's beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. As you do that online shopping, please click through that link. It supports everything we do here on the show, and we sure appreciate it each and every time. So beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. Give us a follow on the social media, Instagram and Twitter at beourguestpod and at beourguestmike. All right, time to get out of here for the weekend. We hope that you have a great one. Thank you so much, as always, for downloading the show, for streaming the show, for being a part of our community. Over 2,000 Be Our Guest podcast lizards in the running team right now. That's crazy. Mm-hmm. Lots of fun stuff going in over there. So check that out. We have lots of conversations over there. And just thanks for being a part of the podcast family. We can't thank you enough for that. So for Pam and Rikki, I'm Mike, wishing you a great weekend. Whatever you do, stay safe and go whatever team you're rooting for. And we'll see you real soon. That's fun. That was a good one.
Yay, that was a good one.
I like it.
Who was that? Eric that had that suggestion? Good stuff.
That was awesome. Yeah,
that was good.
All right. Well,
fantastic.
Have fun, Pam. You're gonna have a good time.
Yeah, have a great time.
I know we are. We're gonna have a good time.
Yeah,
just gonna do. I don't know. It'll be a different kind of trip.
So. That's cool. That's awesome. You're doing that. I love it.
That'll be great.
So awesome. All right.
Yeah.
All we'll
take lots of pictures, post them, whatever. Do all that jazz. Yeah.
All right.
We'll share them.
Good.
All right.
See you.
Bye. See you next week, Mike.
Bye, everybody. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Boom.